I can have a debate without recording it. Go ahead, though.
I accept it. I just won't show my face.
No, it's fine. Don't.
What?
Don't. There's no reason to record if you don't want to. It's fine. I don't want to like. Anyways, just back on topic.
All right. So basically, God's not going to be able to prevent every bad thing that happens on earth.
The first thing that it says in the Bible is that God is almighty.
He is almighty. You're right. He created everything.
No, almighty means he can do anything.
Exactly.
So if he can do anything, he can prevent anything.
Right. I understand that. But what I'm trying to get at is he's not going to be able to prevent everything. He might be almighty and everything, but like he wants lessons out of history to be learned, I guess. So like
he wants lessons to be learned, but the supposed chosen people almost got wiped out to teach a lesson. Is that a loving and caring God that's described in the Bible? That sounds pretty cruel to me.
It is.
I just as a Jew, I don't find it justifiable to say that's to teach a lesson. There's many ways to teach a lesson. That's the same reason I don't believe in corporal punishment in schools. And that's the same reason we don't have corporal punishment in schools, because it doesn't teach a lesson. It promotes violence.
True. I was a bad kid when I was in elementary school. But
what was that?
I said I was bad in elementary school. I got hit with a paddle all the time.
That's terrible.
Yeah. But I'm actually new to my faith, so I don't know like everything.
What faith are you a part of?
Christianity. I'm Christian.
What were you previously?
Previously, my parents were Baptist. Or not Baptist. My mom was what's the word? What's the religion? It's a form of Christianity.
So when I have debates on whether I believe God exists or not, I try to keep it distant from religion, because it's very easy to disprove religion. Very easy. And I can give you an example. In the book of
Catholic, there we go.
In the Bible for Jews, the Torah, the Old Testament, was written by God. That's how we take it, and that's the truth for us. Which means there can be no errors in the Old Testament, correct? There can't be an error. In the New Testament, there's many proven errors. So if it was something written by God, if it's something divine, why are there errors? My point, what I'm trying to say with that point is that religion is very easy to blame and disprove. I usually don't bring up religion when I'm discussing whether or not I believe or don't believe in God, because it's just it's too easy. It's just It depends on how you view God. Do you view God as like a man in the sky, or do you view God as an energy that created us? Also, so I asked you a question. I said, if God is almighty and forgetful and loving, why did the Holocaust occur? And you said because to teach us a lesson. I think the proper answer, and the only possible justifiable answer, is because humans, number one, humans are given free will from God in life. Well, the argument to that is, if there is free will, then why? And there's a possibility of, well, not a possibility. It has to be that God knows our future. Then is that really free will, or is that just he knows everything that's going to happen? So how is that free will?
Well, I mean,
on the other side of the spectrum, you could say, well, it wasn't God's doing; it was the devil's. Now that's a whole different story.
Yeah, I could have said that. You're right. I wasn't thinking What time is it? What time is it where you're at?
It's 1:15. Holy shit! I started this at 10. It's 1:15 a.m.
Really? Guess what time it is over here?
What time?
Guess. Just take a guess what time it is over here.
3 a.m. 4 a.m.
It's 4:15.
Yeah, you live in the East Coast.
You
How old
live-
are you, man?
I'm 16. What about you?
I'm 17. I live in Arizona.
Oh, nice, nice.
But yeah, I actually do believe in God. I
I-
really, really strongly believe and have many reasons to believe in God.
Right.
And I'll give you, and I like science. I really appreciate science. So just for future reference, I'll give you an example. In order for something in this universe, not in this universe, but in order for something like this universe to be created, it can only be created by an energy. That's stated in the third law of thermodynamics by Einstein, which is proven. Now, for an energy to create something, it has, well, all energy is eternal. The only thing that could be eternal is some sort of creator. Now, there could be two sides. One, the creator, which is people who believe in God, and the other is not a creator. It's just some kind of energy. Now, if there was just some kind of energy that created this world, that was like it didn't have a brain, it didn't have a conscience, it didn't have a thought process, this world could not be as complex as it currently is. Because if you think of like certain dynamics of the earth and crazy scientific numbers that occur, it's impossible without a very, very, very intelligent being. And that only intelligent being is God. That in itself is simple, and it's logical way to think, okay, God really does exist. God has to exist because that's the only reason I'm alive. Think about the internet, how complex it is. We study it. People spend their whole life figuring it out because it's complex. If something complex that is created, there has to be a creator.
Right. Well, you said you believe in science, right?
I don't know. I like science to prove my opinions. Now, the reasons there's flaws in science, because scientists in the 1500s believed that the world was flat, and everything in science is practically a theory. You can't prove anything in science.
Right. So scientists can't really prove that God is real.
But they also can't prove that he is
real. Exactly. That's what I was going to get at.
But what I'm telling you is, as a logical person, there's only two possibilities of this world being created by two different things. One is philosophical and genius. The other is random. Now, this world couldn't be random. It's impossible for it to be random because of how complex it is. That is scientific.